Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Bean, and today I'm coming at you with a book haul. Now this book haul encompasses a little bit of time. I'm not exactly sure how long. Basically, at least 2 months. I know at least 2 months, because I've got four book boxes that I opened where I'm going to be hauling those books. So yes, that's the first part. This is like at least 2 months, and I'm honestly pretty happy with how few books I've hauled. Because if you don't know, my goal actually right now is not to acquire a whole bunch more books, because I have a lot of books. And unfortunately, the books that I own, I've only read a little over a quarter of them, and I'm slowly working my way through reading them. That is going to be my goal for next year. I'm going to do a whole year-long thing of trying to just read the books that I own. So, yes. But without further ado, let's just jump into the books that I have recently hauled. And as usual, they're kind of divided into a couple different circumstances of how I got them. So the first one is a book by itself, and that's a book I believe I was gifted. I was given this one. And that is The Poison Season by Mara Rutherford. Callie gave me this one. She already had a copy and she did some book exchange online, and she ended up getting a copy of a book she already had. So I ended up getting a copy of The Poison Season. I don't know much about this, but I will take it. It's a very pretty cover. So yes, and I believe this is a YA fantasy. That's what I know. That's all I know about this book, not gonna lie. All right. The next stack of books I have, because that was the only one I was gifted, which is fine, are going to be my book box books, because that's the easiest way to go about this next. So for the, I believe it was the April Twisted Retreat box, I got All the Parts of the Soul by Catherine Fearns. I don't know a lot about this one, but it is a gorgeous book with some very, very pretty sprayed edges and corners, and it is a very pretty book. I do really love the attention to detail that they put into their books. The next month, so May's box for Twisted Retreat was Blood Covenant by Alan Baxter, and for this one they went back to the dust jacket, and they have the very gorgeous undercover stencils. Very pretty. Again, sprayed edges. There is a bookmark, a ribbon bookmark in both of these books, and again, I am very intrigued by this one. So this is the other one. It is an exclusive cover as well. Now, the other book box that I have consistently gotten for way too long is Book of the Month. Now, for May, I got Five Broken Blades by Maya Corland. I have not read this yet. It is larger than I thought it was going to be, but this is, oh, what the caption says is, it's the season for treason. The king of Yusan must die. And that's kind of what I know. I know it's a bunch of mismatched people trying to kill a king, but I've heard very good things about it, and I've heard it's a lot of fun, so I do have this one now, and I hopefully will read it soon. Now, for Book of the Month for this month, for June, I got, I didn't actually want any of the books that were in the monthly box, but I was able to go to past favorites for some reason, and I ended up picking up The Collective by Alison Galen. I've been very curious about this one for a while. This one talks about getting revenge on people that you believe have done you wrong, or that have done you wrong. So yes, it's a bunch of women getting back at men who have done them very wrong or have murdered someone. So yes, but the main reason I picked that one up was because I wanted the add-on to match the other book I have in this series, and that's Leather and Lark. Because I have Butcher and Blackbird in the Book of the Month version, so I wanted to get Leather and Lark in the Book of the Month version. This is the sequel to Butcher and Blackbird. This is the second book in the Ruinous Love trilogy that follows three brothers who are all serial killers of varying natures. This one follows Lachlan and Lark. So Lachlan is a hired hitman, and I believe Lark is a serial killer and a singer. We met both of them in the first book, and I absolutely loved their characters, honestly, more than our couple in the first book, so I'm very excited for this one. Alright, those were my book box books, long spiel there. But the next ones I'm going to talk about are an author event that Callie and I went to for Christina Lauren. Now, the book we got for that was The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. We've met them once before. They were at a Polycon, I believe, last year when we were there, so that was pretty cool. This is signed. It's really cool, all of that good stuff. This is a marriage of convenience, sort of. Fake marriage, but they're actually married kind of trope. And it sounds absolutely adorable. I've only read one other Christina Lauren book, but I did enjoy it at the time. It was one of my first delves into romance, so that was kind of fun at the time. And I'm curious to see how this goes, so yes. And then also at that event, they were being interviewed by Brittany Cherry, so I picked up one of her books, The Air He Breathes, and honestly, it's got character art in it, and like, it's so pretty. I'm so excited. I don't know a lot about this one. I don't remember it. I'm not gonna lie. But she was so sweet, and she's got several books, and she actually had a baseball book romance just come out, and I'm very intrigued by that one as well. So I do want to start reading some of her books, see what we think, and yeah. So we got this one as well. Now, you may have seen her video. Callie went to Wild and Windy this year. I was not able to go, I was working. But she picked me up 2 books, which is very exciting and very sweet of her. The first one she picked up for me was 3 Simple Rules by Nikki Sloan. This is a Blindfold Club book. I think it's the first one in a new series. And this is about a blindfold sex club, I believe. I don't know, but I got a book. I shouldn't say free book. I have a book. She also picked me up a copy of My Summer Fling by Dana Isley. I think I said that right. I'm really sorry. This is a brother's best friend romance. And honestly, it sounds so cute, and I want to read it soon. There are pictures like on the start of each chapter, which is really cool. And it is printed on the hardback, which I also think is really neat. So yes, I'm very excited to jump into this one. Brother's Best Friend is, for some reason, one of my favorite romance tropes. I don't know, but it is. All right, now the last pile are the books that I bought for myself. Now, starting here right on the top is a book that shouldn't surprise anyone. I got The Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne because I finished Shadow of the Gods earlier this month, and so I had to go pick this one up because I need to continue that series. It is so good. It was so intense, so brutal. It's a high fantasy series based in Norse, based in Norway, on the Viking way of life and such. There are magical elements to it. It is a high epic fantasy. It is so much fun. I absolutely loved it, and I cannot wait to see what our 3 characters will do in this next book. It ended very dramatically in the first one, so I am super excited to jump into this one, hopefully next month, but I don't know. This is a chunky book. This book is over 600 pages. I just finished a book that was over 600 pages, and it takes a lot out of you. But the 3rd book in this series comes out, I believe it is in October this year. So if I can get through this series by the end of the year, that would be excellent. But yes, this is all about the return of dead gods. Another book I picked up because, well, actually this one I picked up because I read it and decided I needed a copy of it, is The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. You guys are probably really tired of hearing me talk about Robert Jackson Bennett over the past year because I've read 3 of his books this year, and I read one of them at the end of last year. So I'm almost fully caught up on Robert Jackson Bennett books. This is his most recent series, the start of the new series. This is a Sherlock Holmes and Watson style murder mystery that takes place in a fantastical world where people are able to make enhancements to themselves in order to make them taller, stronger, smarter, able to remember everything. Our main character is Din, and he is magically altered to be able to memorize everything. I do not remember the name of it, unfortunately. unfortunately I need to reread this book already. I mean, yeah, let's go. Come on. And he is helping Anna? Anna. And Anna is basically a Sherlock Holmes type of detective who she hates to leave her home. And if she has to, she actually goes out blindfolded and she relies on Din for all of her information. And this book starts off with the murder of a high-ranking officer who was found with a tree that has spontaneously and very quickly grown from within him. That's how he died. It's very dramatic. This is such a good book. I really, really enjoyed it and would highly recommend it. Next book I did pick up was a copy of Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I'm not sure how I feel about these new covers, but I love the flop of this book. It is so floppy. I do want to jump into Brandon Sanderson's writing. I am very intrigued by it. He is a very interesting person as well, so I do want to start reading some of his books. I have The Way of Kings down here on a shelf. You can't see it, but I haven't actually read anything by him yet. So I do own like 3 or 4 books by him. I think this is 4 or 5. So I do want to actually start reading some of his stuff. So decided to start with Mistborn. The last 2 books I picked up are the first 2 books in a trilogy. And I've read the first one, and that is The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. I absolutely adored this book. It's one of my favorite books of this year so far. And of course, because of that, I had to pick up The Book That Broke the World by Mark Lawrence, because these 2 books are 2 of the most gorgeous covers I have ever seen. Like, seriously, they're so gorgeous. I'm a little upset that my copies are not the same height, but there's not much I can do about that, unfortunately. Yeah, I absolutely loved this series, and I cannot wait to see where it's going. Basically, this follows 2 separate points of view. The first one is Levira, who has grown up in the desert, and when she's small, she's kidnapped by these creatures and taken into the main city, and she's rescued by soldiers, and she ends up working in this gigantic library. And now in our other point of view is Evar, who lives within the library in a room that no one has been able to escape. So him and his siblings are stuck within this room, unable to leave, as they struggle to find a way out. And how their lives intersect and intertwine is absolutely stunning. This world building is great, and this is an ode and a love letter to libraries. I absolutely adore it. That's my haul. That's all we got, okay? I didn't do too bad here, I don't think. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 15 books. That's not too bad, considering I've read 30 some odd so far this year. I'll take that. That's not bad. I'll take that. All the books. Look at that. I got them all. Oh, this is really heavy. Oh, okay, let's try this again. We're gonna put them down now. But that's what I got for you guys here today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know it really does help us out in the long run. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep reading. Bye. Now I have to find a place for all of them on the shelves. I don't think there's room. Darn, I need another bookshelf.